Good morning. My name is Paul Sherman. I'm a senior attorney at the Institute for Justice. We are the national law firm for liberty. The Institute for Justice litigates across the country on behalf of people whose most basic rights are threatened by the government. These include the First Amendment, property rights, educational choice, and what brings us here today, economic liberty, the right to earn an honest living subject to only reasonable government regulation. Unfortunately, in Georgia and across the country, economic liberty is under attack. 50 years ago, only 5% of American workers needed a license from the government to work in their chosen occupation. Today that number is nearly 30%, and it's continuing to grow. And it seems sometimes like no occupation is immune, including even occupations like teeth whitening. In fact, in 2013, the Institute for Justice documented in a report called Whiteout that at least 30 states have taken action to shut down non-dentist teeth whiteners. The reason for these laws has nothing to do with protecting consumers and everything to do with protecting licensed dentists from honest competition. And that's what brings us here today. Yesterday we filed a federal lawsuit against the Georgia Dental Board. To tell you a little more about that, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Larry Salzman.
Good afternoon. My name is Larry Salzman. I'm an attorney with the Institute for Justice. And as Paul said, today we've launched a federal constitutional lawsuit against the Georgia Board of Dentistry. The Board of Dentistry has made it a felony crime, punishable by up to 5 years in jail and fines of $500 per customer for non-dentists like Trisha Eck to perform teeth whitening services, to sell teeth whitening products, the same kind of teeth whitening products that you can buy every day online and in stores. To compete with dentists is a felony in this state. Simply put, no one should go to jail or face crippling fines for selling the same products that people can use legally every day at home. This case is not about public health or safety. No one has ever been harmed beyond temporary tooth or gum sensitivity by the use of these teeth whitening products. This case is about protecting dentist profits from honest competition. The Georgia Dental Board is made up of 8 practicing dentists. It's simply not right. It's unconstitutional for dentists to have the power to outlaw their own competition. Economic liberty is one of the most important rights protected by our Constitution. The right to earn an honest living free from unreasonable government control or regulation. That's why we filed this lawsuit, to vindicate Trisha's right to earn a living in the occupation of her choice, to provide a service that her customers wanted and she's capable of providing, and to strike down the dentist's monopoly on teeth whitening in this state. I'd like to introduce Trisha. She can tell something about her story, and then we'd like to take some questions.
Hi, my name is Trisha Eck. I opened a teeth whitening business at the end of 2012, and I opened the business because I wanted to have a business that I could have the flexibility to spend time with my grandchildren and bring a little income into my family to help out financially. I was shocked when the dental board showed up and told me that I was practicing dentistry by simply whitening teeth. I feel like this is unfair, and I just want the right to be able to have my business and practice it without intervention from the dental board.
Can you say your last name?
Eck, E-C-K.
And it's T-R-I-C-I-A?
T-R-I-S-H-A, Eck, E-C-K.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's all.
If there are any questions?
Yeah, what federal statutes are in play here?
This is a federal civil rights lawsuit. So it's the main federal civil rights statute, 42 section 1983, which we're suing because the Georgia Dental Board is depriving Trisha of equal protection of the law and due process of the law and her privileges or immunities as a citizen. In short, it's irrational for the state dental board to put Trisha in jail or to seek to fine her $500 per customer when anyone can legally buy these very same products online or in stores and use them every day at home without supervision, without instruction, without prescription. These teeth whitening products that teeth whitening entrepreneurs use are regulated by the FDA as cosmetics.
Does the lawsuit follow efforts at negotiation to try to settle this with the board at all or with the state?
The board's position is that teeth whitening in this state, as it's done by entrepreneurs like Trisha, is the practice of dentistry. That is their clear policy. They issued a cease and desist order to Trisha, threatening her with $500 per customer for continuing to do teeth whitening, and the statute provides serious criminal penalties, up to 5 years in jail. So there's really nothing to do except get a judge to declare that that policy and that law is unconstitutional.
So the fact that I could go online and buy the product proves that it's not something that is technically dentistry in the way we normally think of it. I mean, there might be other things I could buy online that wouldn't necessarily make it a good idea. But the point is you're saying is that, if I'm not mistaken, that that we have like objective proof that teeth whitening doesn't need to be like a medical grade practice, like surgery, for example.
That's right. The products that Trisha Eck used in her business are the very same products that you can buy at grocery stores, drugstores, and online. There have been no cases of anyone being harmed by these products beyond simple and temporary gum sensitivity and tooth sensitivity. This is simply not a public health and safety issue. This is an issue of the dental board seeking to protect the profits of dentists in this state against entrepreneurs like Trisha Eck.
And this is a common problem. It's not just teeth whitening. There's all sorts of things that have to be that you have to buy a license for, or qualify somehow for a license for. I mean, the implications of where y'all are going could sort of like ramify.
Economic liberty is under attack in this country today. Licensing boards are regularly co-opting the political process to outlaw their own competition. Teeth whitening is a great example of that. That's the case we're in now, because what Trisha was doing was simply providing a safe service, providing her customers with a safe and comfortable place to use the same products they can use at home legally. That's wrong.
Is tattooing illegal? Does it require a license in Georgia?
I'm not sure what licensing actually tattooing requires, but clearly tattooing does not require you to be a medical doctor. So to say that teeth whitening requires you to be a dentist is just absurd.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, for a sec, I feel like I need to ask you a question.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Lower this a little bit more so we can, so I can see over it a little better.
Sorry, I'm squinting. The sun's right in my
Well,
eyes.
I know. That's really wrong.
I look mean.
No, you don't. So, how did you find out that you were in violation of the law?
I was at my office one day. I had an office in a Medi-Spa, and the chief investigator for the dental board showed up telling me he wanted to, see around the premises, look at my equipment, see what process I did. I had to tell him step by step what I did. And, I knew that I was never to put my hands on anybody, put my hands in their mouth, that would be practicing dentistry. So I explained to him everything I did. I actually had people there at the time and showed him my entire process. And he left, and at that point I thought everything was fine. But then, he let me know that they thought it was practicing dentistry, and if I disagreed, I had to fill out this form, which I did. And then it went from there. I filled out the form, and then I got the subpoena, and then the cease and desist.
So, you don't actually touch your clients?
Never touch them. I never touch their mouth tray. I never touch them. Shake their hand or something, but I never touch their mouth.
Right.
They put the mouth tray in their own mouth. I put the light in front of them. They adjust it ever how it's comfortable to them. And then at the end, they take the mouth tray out. That's pretty much it.
And so, was there a point in time where, like, it was like freaky and scary, and you were worried about going to jail, something like that?
Yes, I was scared me to death when he first showed up, and like I said, after I explained to him everything I did, I thought everything was fine, and then I had to fill out the form. I was like, okay, well that makes sense.
Okay.
But then when I got the subpoena, that's when I got scared, and that's when I stopped advertising.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right. Well, I think that's all I've got.
all right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. I
Oh,
appreciate y'all coming
Does
out.
anybody have a